Hello and welcome to today's episode. My name is Patricia. If we haven't met already, I use YouTube to keep people informed about releasing their old self and tapping into who they truly are from their heart space. The reason for that is that I was looking for that myself in my 20s, trying to find a way to go within, and I couldn't really find it. So here it is. And if you enjoy this content, then please make sure to subscribe and comment and be here, be present. This is rather for you, but also for me. I love and enjoy being here. So, today, what we are going to do is we are going to look into what it means to reclaim the past. And by that, I mean, how many times have you seen people, and probably also yourself, who thought, hey, next time I'm going to choose new. Next time I'm going to choose different. Next time I'm going to make a change. I'm not going to choose people like this in my life anymore. I'm not going to let myself down again, or I'm just not really choosing in my highest way, right? And oftentimes we then fall right back into that kind of pattern we have been before, simply because if we are not aware, if we don't know what we are creating, if we are not in tune with our higher self, we are just repeating old things again and again and again until we learned, hey, maybe I can step out of it. But I also want to make sure that you know this is not as difficult as it may seem. Oftentimes, we are not seeing it. We don't agree to it that it is actually here, right? We don't want to see it. We don't want to see that we have created what is just in front of us, right? For me, an example is mm, I always thought that I don't have the support that I need. And looking back now, actually, I didn't want to feel that or receive that support. I just wanted to be in my victimhood, right? And this is said without judgment, right? I was really doing well in my place where I was, and I didn't really want to come out. I didn't have the capacity to do something else. And so this is not here to judge you, to shame you, or to put you in place at all. This is just about realizing, hey, I hold a lot of power about how I'm doing, about how I express myself. And if we start to see, hey, if I have so much power within myself, I may as well learn how to use that power for something that is actually joyful, for something that is in my highest good, instead of using that against myself. I felt very fooled when I started to feel that's the truth, right? Because I felt everybody else is the problem. And so I wouldn't sit that in that time, because I was never really someone who was like pointing fingers at other people. But I was deep down sad. I was really sad about how my life looked like. I didn't like myself at all. I didn't enjoy it at all. And at the other hand, I wasn't able to step out of my comfort zone. I wasn't able to re-see myself for who I am, and how much damage, or if that sounds too like judgmental, how much I was adding to it. And I was really adding to it, like big time. And there were people who tried to help me, tried to support me. And sometimes I did listen and sometimes I didn't. But my most crucial part here is that I want you to recognize a situation that you were in, that you felt you couldn't, you were not in power, and you didn't have anything to say. You didn't have anything to express because nobody would listen, because nobody would see and hear you and feel you. But once you're seen, you're super scared, right? It's kind of like, oh my gosh, I'm in the spotlight. Like, I don't want that, right? It's hard if we have been in places that are so out of our awareness, trying to hide who we are. How do you then know who you are if you're putting yourself kind of in slavery to what? To all the things that are in the outer world, right? You are kind of using your phone to check everything, to see everything there, but you're not going inward, you're going outward. You're meeting a lot of people that are not in your highest good, and you're doing all those things, doing a job that is not really fulfilling just because you are trying to somewhat survive, right? All you're choosing is to survive. You're not choosing from your heart because your heart is closed, right? And so just think about something that you have done yesterday or the day before. Let's not make this super big, because actually it's not. It's really not big. And think about, where have you closed down? Where did you close, right? You had a conversation, and you felt like, ugh, right? Or you were talking with someone and that one was really like opening yourself up. You could feel how you opened up. And I feel like that's so important to notice. When do you open? When do you shut down? And as soon as you shut down, you are not in your authentic self anymore, because your authentic self is innocent. You are in that essence, you are pure, a pure being that is choosing not from fear. And if you have experienced a lot of fear, I was always trying to survive, trying to look good in front of other people, trying to be the nice girl, trying to somewhat please other people, right? And if you're a woman, hey, we have done it, right? I mean, we have all manipulated, we have all done those kind of things that are not looked at, hey, pretty, right? We tried this way because it was shown to us for centuries on how it works to be a woman. By the way, we have a woman circle going on, and you can join until May 17th. The next circle we have on the 18th of May. And so come and join. We are a bunch of women where we are diving deep, not just like we are doing now, when where we are talking, or where I'm talking especially, but where we are going into practice, right? Where we are going into embodiment practice for the feminine, especially to step into her power and not to push it down again. Yeah, so come and join. I would love to have you. To go back, if we are in fear because we shut down, we are doing many things that are not in our highest good, right? That are not in our purest way. And you can choose for yourself if that is what you want to do or not. See, my aim here is to give you a choice. My aim here is to present this as it is a choice for you to make. A choice for you, I feel super itchy, like I just want to leave. But you know what? I actually gonna see what this really is. And I'm going to reclaim it in my highest good. I love that, actually. Claim it in your highest good so that you can step into your essence again and choose from that true and higher version of you. This is not to disregard your ego or your personality structure, but oftentimes your ego or your personality structure, your persona, is limiting you because not experiencing the fullness of who you are. So if you always felt a disconnection to this world, or if you are trying to show people who you are, but somewhat it doesn't really work, you feel like nobody sees you, you feel out of this world, some kind of alien style, being the black sheep, whatever. Hey, I totally feel that. I totally do. Now, this is not who you are, but you're also not really stepping into who you could be, right? If you are from this, mm, if you are choosing from this fearful place, and people oftentimes don't even recognize what fear really means. Everything based on fear or a choice made out of fear, right? I'm choosing this job to pay my bills, and I'm doing this to cover my ass, is all chosen in fear. And I'm not saying, hey, please don't pay your bills anymore. This is not the teaching I want to do here. But it's about you realizing, hey, I chose this to save myself, right? In that moment. But now that I feel safe, I need to really, really change my route here. I need to really make sure that I'm choosing different. You hear me? This is not about, hey, you will never be in fear anymore or choose from fear, but less, okay? Less. Choose less from fear, choose more from love. Expand your heart. Realize you are in your innocence. You are just a pure being that is having an experience here on this planet. And so when I started to really feel into this, I saw myself very much differently, and not anymore in this very fear place where you were choosing a partner because he's going to cover my butt and I don't need to worry anymore because he's going to take care of all the things that I cannot do. It's rather hey, I'm very good in this and this. How about you? Are you good in this and this and this? Because this will complement me. Oh, really? This is great. Okay, let's combine this because then we are actually a really good team, instead of me being together with people that are actually not really complimenting me, but like enable me to grow further. But I mean, from a very uh, pure and open-hearted place, right? There are various different viewpoints on how you can take this. So look at your own life, because this is mainly what this is about. Look at your own life and start to see, hey, where did I close down? Can I re-articulate that, and can I foremost can I see it, and can I acknowledge it for what it is, right? Can I acknowledge that it was just the way it is? Can I see my father, my mother the way they are? Can I see my friends the way they are? Can I see the way, or whatever, where I live as it just is? Doesn't mean there is no change, but it means, like, can I accept this for what it is? And can I see it in the picture of, I'm accepting this now, knowing that change is gonna come anyways. Change is gonna come, but can I accept it with peace, knowing that I can choose differently next time? And maybe next time is in 5 minutes. You know what I mean? Maybe this is coming way faster than you think. Maybe your opportunity to make this move and prove yourself to grow is right around the corner. So choosing yourself is so, so, so helpful, because you're gaining confidence. And every single time you're saying, okay, this was actually, that wasn't it. Like, I choose words that were really, I was out of balance, like my emotions up, downhill, skyrocket like this. It's not really about, hey, I need to make it right, or I need to apologize all the way, although this can help because you are viewing yourself, seeing what happened, seeing, hey, I was actually really in my cycle as a woman, right? I was really in my cycle, and my hormones were crazy, and I realized it a little bit too late. So whatever I've said, I didn't mean it. And I hope and I try to catch myself next time. And so this is not to say that everything that you are doing is correct and right and whatever, but like this whole thing, or this whole idea of right and wrong, this black and white, oftentimes the world is gray. Okay? There are so many things in this world that are not fair. But the truth is, we don't know the whole story. We don't know. Like, I don't know your story. You don't know really my story. You haven't lived it, right? What is fair? What is unfair? This whole thing of I'm right, you are wrong, black and white, release that. Because if I tune into your perspective, your truth is totally valid. You know? That was what I always had with my dad. To give you a little example. So when I would talk to my dad and explain him, hey, this has really hurt me. This was really, like I tried talking to him and didn't work, like never, really never. But it was because I didn't accept myself for who I am. And I tried to get validation from his side. And that never worked because he was just like, not gonna come, like not gonna get you anywhere. We are really close right now, so he's not gonna mind if I share that. Um, and whenever I talk to him, he would just not get it. He would not get it. Like I could try in 100 different viewpoints, he would not get it. Now, if I would listen to his story, it will make perfect sense. And then I would actually blame myself for being an idiot to feel all of this, right? To feel all these emotions, to not being able to balance myself out. Because clearly, when he explains it, seems everything is okay, seems everything is good. Until I started to recognize, see, it's not about him, it's about me. And it's okay that I'm feeling all of that. And he feels not that much. Like he just doesn't. He's not me. And at one point, he is, right? There's many connections we are having, right? There is many things that we do exactly the same thing because of learned behavior and all of that. But going in with peace, going in conversations with peace, with the readiness to look at your life, to see, oh, maybe I can make a change here. Maybe I can shift from being super anxious, being avoidant, right? To what if I just sit here and just look at it and just try my very, very best to view myself and say myself, hey, it's actually valid. If I have an anger outburst, if I do this or total weird behavior, okay, I see myself, I'm okay with myself. It's totally embarrassing, okay, it's embarrassing, I'm embarrassed about myself, okay, whatever, okay. And I let this sunk into my heart, and I just place it there, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to accept it. But not only that, I'm going to allow myself to change. I'm allowing myself to be free. I allow myself to not live in that anger, in that fear, in that frustration, because that's not who I am. I can do differently. I can do different. So if I could do different, many other people can, but it's on them to make a change. But if I can choose for myself already and step in my power and start to be like, okay, what can I do to feel better about myself, to feel joy, to feel like I'm actually doing what I really, really enjoy, right? What do you really enjoy in life? What is that? And maybe it's not your job, maybe it's not. We are doing jobs in this world that are total weird and total not giving you anything, right? Really sucking your life out. And so maybe we have to look into that and say like, okay, I studied for years to do this thing. I studied years to be where I am right now, but it's not making me happy. I'm frustrated. Accepting that you are frustrated and not pulling it out to other people, but to hold it right in front of you, looking at it, and reparent yourself and be like, okay, if this is what it is, and if you're feeling like that, can we just for a moment accept that I feel that way? Can we just allow ourselves to feel it and not to push it away? And that could be anything. It could be big, it could be small, it doesn't really matter, okay? What if you write those things down, articulate yourself, and say like, okay, I feel the pain of this. Like my soul is screaming, right? Screaming. I want to leave. I want to do something else. I want to just be myself. And this is not it. Like, it's just not. If I leave, what's going to happen to the people around me? How are they going to look at me? Am I going to lose all friends? Am I going to lose my family? Am I going to lose my apartment, my everything, my base? Feel into that. Feel into your fear and be like, okay, you're giving me all this message. I feel it, I hear it, I can see it. But I'm going to re-articulate this now. I'm going to choose from a higher place, from a higher octave. I'm going to choose from my higher self, from an open state, okay? From an open heart space where I feel aligned to who I am. And while I have no clue who I am, right? While I have no clue, I choose to do the best I can to make this choice anew. And I practice to do something else, to do something that is opening my heart. And if you have listened this far, you don't need to think, actually, it's not so bad because, everything is still okay, right? Trying to calm yourself again. It's your ego just saying, hey, I'm still here. Like, don't forget me. I'm still here. And that's okay. You are not getting getting rid of your ego, you are going to see the structures that, or the way how your personality is actually sometimes hindering you. And with this, I mean, it's choosing what's known. It's choosing from a place of, this is what I know, even if it's painful, but I know what's the output, right? I know what's coming. And because I know what's coming, I'm even taking the suffering and the pain and the frustration and all of that. You don't have to choose like that. You don't have to take that. You don't have to be in that state anymore. You don't. So by learning to re-articulate and re-see your situation and uplift that vibration, that energy that is held there, you can simply uplift. And it's funny because many times I'm doing that, and I'm doing that throughout the day actually. You know, it takes me 5 minutes to just calm down and to be like, okay, listen, here is something that's not really in my highest good. I did something, I said something, I acted a certain way, I realized my thoughts are not in alignment, whatever. And I actually re-see it, and then I'm like, okay, I choose new. I choose new. I choose in my highest good. I choose new. And interestingly enough, this just happened shortly or not long ago, where a neighbor actually came to me and she was like, oh, I thought this would be for you. And it was so funny because I just thought of changing a few things on my products I use, and she just came up with it. Like, we never talked about it. We never had any real points. She just came up and said like, oh, here it is, right? Here, I have it for you. Here. And see, this is what happens. It starts to attract people to come into your life and to give you what you actually need, what your highest needs are. And so this is not about, hey, I want to be Donald Duck and I want to, all those things. I want this house and this. It's not really about that much about material, although this is going to come afterwards, but it's not really much about those ego structures, right? I'm doing this to get this. The soul doesn't work that way. The soul is rather, well, choose yourself, and I'm going to show you how you can expand in this and how much joy you're going to feel through this experience. And this material stuff is just a side thing that you're about to receive, but it's not the actual goal. It's not the actual thing. And I remember when I started this whole, change. And I was like, well, if the goal is not I'm getting financial security, what's the point? I mean, I'm working hard to receive my financial abundance, right? I want all the wealth and all of that. And if I have to reprogram my mind only, well, let's do it, right? Let's do it. The truth is that my soul has total different desires than my ego structure does. And so this is not going to say like, hey, money is not important, but money is just an energy. It's not like, oh, it's so funny. Now I can laugh. It wasn't that funny when I was in it and really needing money and couldn't afford anything. And it was really painful to be myself and to stand in my truth and, not seeing the physical forms changing already and all of that. So I really want to make sure that you understand that this is something that needs a little bit of practice. It needs your time, your energy, and daily practice to make a shift in your mind to understand, okay, this needs to be uplifted. This needs to be uplifted. I cannot act like this because then I'm totally unbalanced in my own emotions. Your emotions are very much showing you where you're standing in this journey, in your own journey. And if your balance is looking like, okay, in 5 minutes, I have like a super high level voltage of joy. And 5 minutes later, I'm sad as hell, right? The scale couldn't be any wider kind of thing. That's not who you are. This is like how you used to maybe get attention, how you used to play life so far, right? This is not about you judging yourself for it, but this is about, hey, actually, maybe this is not who I am. Maybe I need to be able to navigate through a little bit with more ease. And this might come in steps, right? This might not be dissolved within 5 minutes, but I oftentimes saw when people really, really get into their tone, into their own unique tone, into here, changes are so quickly and so powerful that it is really a fast shift, right? This is not going to say that everything is flower power. It's not. Spirituality is not flower power at all. It's quite tough, actually. It's tough to be in this world where you're seeing way more things and other people just don't. You're seeing what they're doing. You're seeing what you are doing, and you need to combine the world somehow, and it needs time to rebalance that. Right before, you were blind, you didn't see anything, you didn't see their pain, and you didn't see your own pain, and it was all kind of dark. And now you're seeing so much more, but you're kind of scared because it's kind of like this world is going down under. But it's just about realizing that we are all shifting. It's constantly changing, and it always has. This world has always changed. And so what you're doing now is you're choosing way more consciously. You're choosing in your awareness to step into your power, to step into your truth. By the way, power isn't something bad. Power is something that you can use for the higher good of all and everything, but it needs to be used in your tone, in your essence, and not used to manipulate people or to get something and put other people down. This is not what I mean. It's not to benefit and others don't. It's about, I open my heart to more to receive, but equally, I'm also giving more, right? I had in the woman's circle, we were doing actually some kind of work on this. And so there is a replay available from the last woman's circle that we have done, which is about practicing your own emotions way more on a way deeper level. And if you want to do that, then please go and head over there and do that, because it's going to help you and let yourself be more seen by yourself and by other people. If you start to see what it means to really be in your true tone, in your true essence, you start to see that this is actually not something so far off. It's just, it feels so true for you, right? You start to see, hey, this is actually so true. Like I can sense something is so real about this. I can sense something is so true. And this is what I want you to go after. What is true for you might not be true for me, but there is always something or a message or some kind of training that we are doing that will really resonate with you. And so looking into those things and being present, being open to receive, being open to, okay, I have no clue what's coming. And you know what? I'm just going to step in. I'm going to calm myself, because then I'm learning more. If I'm calm, if I'm not in fear, if I'm calm, I can receive more. Okay, I can receive more information and feel that in my core. If I'm too overly excited, if I'm too overly sad, I have difficulty to see and navigate. This is just frequency. To be honest, people don't work really well if they're in a very high state or if they're in a very low state. And with that, I mean, from an emotional standpoint, they are just somewhat somewhere, but not really present because you can't, right? You are not really here. You are in a body, and you need to use that body. You don't want to fly off. I mean, I don't see the point in that. I don't want to be in a temple and do those practices. I want to be in this world and actually use those practices to stand my truth and to be able to express myself and to share that with people that are around me, right? This is what I love to do and I love to share, right? And that's just for me. You do you. So crucial. You just do you. All right, my loves, my beautiful souls, we are at the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on this woman circle. Seriously, I really think this would benefit you, especially if you're still here. All right, with this said, thanks so much and see you another time. Bye bye.